All right, welcome everybody to the Bookmap Academy. We'll go through your trade markups and journaling and give feedback on them. That's what we do in here. We do this every Thursday. If you guys are interested in the program, let me show you where you can find out more about it. Let's go to bookmap.com and you click on the More button up here, and it's under Community, Bookmap Academy. There you go. So like I said, it's a program here to offer mentoring and feedback. And you can see the steps in here, how to join and what it's all about in here. So you hone your skills by journaling your trading content, and you do a good job here. You make a quota. You will record it in a spreadsheet. All you have to do is copy and paste the link over from your posted content. And then we'll evaluate it. And then if you do a really good job, the quality matters, and the quantity is just one a day. Then you'll be invited to the Bookmap Junior Academy. This is kind of a trial period. Do it for another month. Good to go. We will give you Bookmap for free in the Bookmap Academy here. You double a quota, we'll give you add-ons like stops and icebergs. You can get them for free. So 2 marked up charts a day. That's it. You become a coach and you get data for free. You'll just basically turn around and start to help those in the Junior Academy here. All right, and you can become a streamer as well. Anyway, let's move on. A couple of news items. Just 2 more days, okay? Well, really 1 more day. Just tomorrow, we have our the end of the Blue Jacket competition here. We do this every now and then, several times a year, where for the month you mark up your charts and take a screenshot, and then you post it on LinkedIn, X, or Instagram with the hashtag free Blue Jacket, and that's it. You've entered. Now, you might as well do this and then join the Bookmap Academy, or vice versa. Join the Bookmap Academy and just do this as well, because you're doing the work anyway. So just put it on social media, and then you're in the competition, and then you'll see it on our website, bookmap.com/bluejacket. The pilot program continue to show this. This is a subset of the Bookmap Academy. This is much more narrow and focused. And the reason that we put this together, because there was a need that most traders out there, they understand the setups really well. They understand many concepts at a very, very high level or elevated level, but they don't know how to build an edge. They don't know how to backtest. They don't have a program, a process to do that. That's what we have here. So if you're interested in that process, you can join this. I'll put the link into the chat as well. Yeah, we have a very specific narrow process, and we're going to go through many of the marked up content here in the webinar. So go, there it is, and well, okay, there you go. All right, so that's it. Now, I go through this slide all the time. You guys are probably sick of seeing it. I will continue to go through it, and maybe I'll just redesign it here. But our journaling and building our playbook. How? Impetus. What's moving the market? We need to know this. It's otherwise, why are you playing? Why are you jumping in if you don't know what's really moving the market? And we want to be on the side that's moving. And we want to be in instruments that are moving. We want to look then at our key levels on our higher time frames to where price might move or get a reaction. And then we start to develop scenarios and strategies around what we see up at those areas. And then we come to our setup. We should know it. It should be ingrained in us. Then we simply execute, wait for the order flow, and we understand how much sizing to put on it, and we understand the quality of the setup as well, more likely or less likely to work out. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. but it's easy to say and harder to do. Anyway, this is what we do in here to build out a playbook for ourselves. All right, let me go through some disclosures and then we'll get into your content and open the mic for you guys and invite you on stage. This is about you guys. It's not about us. We're here to listen to what you have to say about your trades and give feedback. General disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice or recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's see here. Let's get out of the presentation and let's see. We have Moby has a file here who's gone through so let's start with Moby and go. And he starts with Laura, and I think Laura's here, right? Yeah. Laura, you've been really great. Well, all of you guys, Shark, Laura, answering questions in that pilot program. Is this a joke here? I actually, I don't know if we want to go over this one, but I don't know, Laura. What do you what was the setup in here? Oh, you did no trades this week. Okay, right. Actually, this is a funny thing, and there's something to say about this. There's a pattern that I want to show you guys. Like you see it all the time, and a really, really good educator, one of the best I've ever seen. He could trade really anything, and he could make anything work. He was just so good that I saw him do it like one after another. Anyway, and it's a breakout. And it's this area in here, this kind of head poking out. He called it like Nessie. It was like you get this kind of move like this, and then you get this kind of monster, you know, and you can see what it is. It's like it's going to turn into a flag pattern and go to the upside, or a continuation pattern. But it's kind of
when Laura drew that, Bruce, that day we were calling it the Cowhead Dragon.
Yeah. It's this one over here is very different than what you guys had drawn up here, because yeah, this if this price action over here was down here, it'd be the same. But yeah, so and it's a breakout, you know. I mean, you get this kind of coiled up, strong move, and then you get this, and then typically what you're going to get is that. This one's quite different actually, because you guys can see the structure in here. That you know, there's a swing up here, so it's poised to break out, right? Actually, it kind of broke down, but then came right back up. So it's poised to break out. I don't know what the chances are of this one breaking out. It's kind of hard to determine. But
it broke, and it broke huge.
Really, wow.
It did.
Okay. Because I mean, I see some of that volume in here, but there's back and forth in here, and I could see this, you know, failing pretty easily as well. But yeah, anyway, and we have a lot of liquidity up in here too. So, but okay, good to know. And I have no comments on this. If you guys have any more, we'll just move on. No? Okay. Killaton. Is Killaton in here? See him? Oh, yeah, here he is. Great. Okay. All right. So Moby went through, gave you some feedback here. And let's see, Killaton, why don't you go through and talk us through your trade here?
Hey guys.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. This was a week or so ago, right? It's kind of hard to even remember when it was.
I'm not really sure. 1022.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
Yeah,
was a week ago.
I was actually live trading this one, via Top Step. Yeah, I just happened to catch that trend line and I saw the overhead resistance, and then I started seeing those bids, the large bids pop in underneath. I was like, wow, this thing's going to keep going down, and try to fill that liquidity.
Okay, so let's see. So basically, um, yeah, you saw it holding resistance here with a structure. Okay, so this is where it broke. You've got a horizontal line and you got your trend line. It's holding, and we got a lot of volume here. This looks like it might be the open or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it was early. I'm Eastern time.
Okay, I can't read the time there. I think you got a pretty high res monitor. Did I say 9:30? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
is 9:30. Okay.
yeah, that was early.
Okay. And okay, so decisive move right at the open. Buyers cannot reclaim, and we see the um, so we see the all this liquidity up here, but no interest in going there. And then once you maybe saw some of this in here, that's where you're looking for it to go, or you're looking at lower areas in here.
I think that you see all that liquidity below. They were. I actually covered at that circle right there where you just put your
Sweep
pointer.
buyers at
Right here,
68.8.
right here.
Yeah, I think you drew the yellow circle around it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, trade you didn't take profit here. You took it a little bit lower.
Yes, I was trying my best to wait for that liquidity to fill. It ended up going quite a bit lower, I think, after I covered.
Yeah, it might. It's a little hard to judge in the open. I find, uh, there's quite a bit of chop in here, and then it just really releases. And look at the God. I still can't tell what time is here.
This was the first time I'd posted, so I wasn't real
10:15,
sure
10
how to
o'clock, 10:15. Okay, yeah, got
get
it.
everything right.
Okay. So yeah. So anyway, the what else had you written in volume note?
Yeah, the high volume node as resistance is stuff I've been in Tom's room for probably the last 12, 14 months learning from Tom. So I'm doing quite a bit of volume profile, high volume node, low volume node stuff too.
Okay, so then tell us what you mean here with the high volume node as resistance, what you're looking for.
I was looking at the VPOC migration there, the yellow line right where the arrow is.
Okay, so this move down here.
Yeah, that was the VPOC migrating down.
Okay. Um, yeah, let me. I have a few comments about that. The VPOC is going to migrate when heavy volume comes in at the open, most likely. Not always, but if you do get that, everything changes at 9:30 typically, and you're going to get that move. So equally, it could have migrated right back up very, very
Yeah.
easily. Just be careful with that one. But and why I asked, or what my question was about, like understanding the high volume nodes uh, and the move away from it on size. So like this move here is quite powerful. There's a ton of volume behind it, and it is going to move away from here. So likely you're going to get your double distribution that day, or maybe you even get a trending day.
Yeah.
So these are ways that I like to use it, but I'm not sure exactly how Tom looks at it, but uh, this is an area where a lot of traders agreed upon an area. There's probably probably high volume. I'm sorry, like it's over here. You've got your value area, high value area, low, somewhere around in here, I imagine. But anyway, moving away from an area where there was previous value typically happens on size. And to if you start to see that, like you did here at the open, you caught that. That's great. I think this is a great combo. You got that. You've got the liquidity up here that the buyers can't get to. The structure holds here, and it bounces around for a bit, but then see, you entered here. Is that where you entered?
Yes.
Okay, okay. And then you got caught in maybe a tiny bit of chop there, not much. And then it worked immediately, came back, retested, and then it really drove. And you
Yeah.
got a great move out of it.
Yeah.
So
I was trying my best to hold it.
yeah, yeah, nice. Um, those are my comments. Let me see. Let's turn it over to let's see, John. I don't know if you have any comments on something like this here.
I do, yes. So when you entered this short, what was your target?
I think I started seeing some of that liquidity. I started seeing liquidity lower. I think
Okay.
I was
Because I
probably
see
just trying
some,
to. I mean, I
yeah,
was probably just trying to follow the. Liquidity was pressing in the downtrend line, I guess.
okay, okay. Um, because I don't see the trade until the new liquidity comes in at
Yeah.
67.60, right? And that's not hindsight. I just, I need to see liquidity as a target, and I'm really not seeing all that much. But I recognize the pattern coming across the trend line, coming down. That's brilliant, and that would be a good entry. Um, 73 and three quarter, or even at 1770. But after that liquidity comes in, right there at 415, or I'm sorry, at 1615, that triggers the entry for me. Now
16.
I got to be in somehow. But I
Yeah.
just didn't see the liquidity before that time. But
Yeah.
nice trade. I'm glad it worked. But that could have continued to chop without some,
Right.
like you say, advertisement below. And when all that thousand lot came in at
Yeah.
67.60, that's what we live for, right? So that I think that would have been the trade in there for me. The
Yeah. I
reason
don't
to get in.
know. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. That liquidity wasn't there when I entered. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I'm glad it worked out. And this will happen in this market, and I think that's good to be aware of that. And I'm glad you got it. But I would wait for it. But
Yeah. I'm
okay.
still trying to feel. I'm still trying to feel my way around the whole pilot program here and how to do this. It's
Yeah,
first time I've really.
absolutely. Yeah, and a great place to start. And Bruce used to do this all the time. In fact, I think he still does. In his webinar, he would take everything off and just map liquidity and just follow liquidity. And I use that as a drill, and it helped me a lot. Not
Okay.
considering anything else and just looking at that liquidity, how it appears, and then how the market responds to it with volume. You'll find that there's a connection between the two, and it will guide you. Yes. And that's
Right.
what Bookmap is all about. That's what order flow trading is. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But good chart, good deal. You're off
What
to a
So yeah, I guess like I said, I'm trying to feel my way around the pilot program. Um, I think after this, Laura had said that or somebody said I should maybe only post off of the replay files, right, instead of a live trade.
Yeah,
So I was a little
that might be a good idea. I mean, really, the this is not a setup in the pilot program.
right.
So um, and Laura and Shark and others, DNT Trading His Life, they've all done a great job in their helping and commenting, giving feedback and guidance and instructions. I'll be in there. Like I said, I've been doing so many different knick-knacky little things. I have not been able to spend time in there to get down into the nitty gritty, but I will, and I'll help you through this, Kiloton, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
put these things together, because it's actually the opposite of what you're looking for. This is more of a continuation move.
Right.
But we'll have one of those in there soon as well. But it's really about understanding the relationship between the passive orders and the liquidity, and the aggressive orders and the
Right.
and their
Um,
activity.
Since I've got you guys on the line, let me throw this out there. Something I've struggled with for quite a while now here, and really since I started Bookmap, was creating structured trades. Tom talks about structured trades and setups all the time, and I haven't really found any that really fit my line of thinking. But so I decided to try this.
Yeah, well,
And
we take that away from you, your line of thinking and creativity, and just say, like, this is what we're doing. If you like it or not, um, sorry about this to everybody in the pilot program, but we had to start somewhere with something, and it has elements in it though that will help you with anything. So it's a good starting point, and you shouldn't get too hurt with it either. So
I've seen the trend line break and accumulations hitting in the live market quite a bit already.
Mhm.
yeah, we'll go over plenty in here today. So I've got some lined up. Um, so I don't know, Shark, I don't know if you had any comments. You wanted to mention anything, and then D&T, welcome. See you on the
Uh,
stage.
Briefly, if we were to take everything off of that except say the last price, you got basically a textbook volatility contraction, right? The market opens, price just coils up right into about 40 minutes after the bell. You get that dip out of that tip of the spear right to John's liquidity. It pops back up, and then she's off to the races. It's like our wedge, Bruce, except it's not flat on the bottom. It's like just like a cone. It just contracts, 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 breaks low, checks price one more time, and then takes off.
Yeah, I was going to say
That's
the
all.
same thing actually. I think it is kind of a
Yeah,
wedge.
there it is.
Here's your impulse. It's a very steep pullback, but then here's your wedge, and
Yeah,
then
and right there is where it heads down towards there, where John's liquidity pops in.
yeah.
And
Well,
I think,
John is looking at this one, right? Not this
yeah,
one.
exactly.
And then you get one more pop back up to where it broke from here, well, still holding in a downward structure. So we are looking for the continuation move, even that it's the open. I mean, strong move, and then it's holding structure, and then we don't see a reaction by the aggressive buyers. We're looking for the sellers, and we're looking for them to, um, you know,
Right where your pointer was just at, Bruce. I think in my lens, I'd be looking right there. I'd be looking to enter at the break of that.
yeah, I would be probably maybe up
Yeah,
here.
I tend to catch falling knives way too often.
Sweet sellers at 68.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard thing it can be a hard habit to break. I mean, I find myself doing it every now and then too. Um, the Anyway, let's move on. I don't know if D&T or Trading is Life have any other comments in here about this.
I don't know.
No, okay. D&T.
I mean, there's a lot to say. I think because we were talking about the pilot program and what trade that we're doing in the pilot program that Bruce had picked out to start off, which was that trendline breaking accumulation. So Hilton asked about it, and the way I see it, I see two trades really that like retail that we're taking in the market. Like I see reversal trades, and then I think continuation trades. So if you're to classify trading like the way that we're doing it, is that's the way that you would kind of classify it. You classify it as like reversal, or is it a continuation trade? And Bruce mentioned, and you already know that this is a continuation trade, and then the trade that we're learning in the pilot program is a reversal trade. So the nuances and stuff that come with reversals is way different than the nuances that come with continuations, and you can kind of go back and forth. But actually, we're actually talking about that right now, what you just mentioned in the pilot program in the channel. We're talking about the reversal trade, which is the trend line break and accumulation reversal. And then we're also talking about, because Bruce mentioned that we're going to be introducing a new trade, which is a continuation trade, here pretty soon. So, yeah, I think that was might have you might have been talking about that. But yeah, we were talking about that in the pilot program just now, actually.
Oh, okay.
And
So Kiloton, this is it right here. Let's see. Oh, we lost John, I think. Oh no, there he is. Never mind. We just got so many coaches up here. This is it here. And this is 9:30 cash open right here. It's the wedge pattern that Shark had mentioned. Here's your, the market immediately drops, right? And then you get all this chop for like an hour and a half. And then you get the continuation later. In fact, a lot of these are kind of all related. I think, God, I think all this stuff is related, but like this is a wedge pattern here, is very related to also the flag with this failed breakout here. Same idea, that here, this isn't the cash open, but here's your impulse move, and here's this, but then it does one more little push to the upside right above there, right? And then it fails. So it's kind of like a wedge pattern, but it just has that false breakout, and then it looks like it might be a reversal in here, but nope. And then these can be really powerful moves. We try to, during the webinars, we try to go over this and look for this. It's when it sets up, because boy, they can really move, and it usually moves by the time we finish the webinar.
Right.
Anyway, that's another one, and mid
Hey,
morning
Bruce.
reversal here is also similar. Yes.
Look at so what you just showed, the wedge pattern, compare it to the low volume pullback when there's no liquidity above the high.
The low volume pullback when there's no liquidity above the high. Okay. So, well, this is different. In my book, we've got the chop in here, and then the move away, and then it just basically pulls back on lower volume, and then you get continuation again. So you mean like this would be your impulse move, this would be your chop, and then look for another impulse move?
Yeah, I think in the video, I think you make a comment about the low volume. There was no liquidity above it, and I think you made the comment that people were not interested in it.
Yeah, it's true. There's we usually a lot of the time what you'll see up above here is you don't see any liquidity. It's like it's just dark, and that's a part of the structure. There's just not too much interest, and buyers can't really gain much traction. They're not breaking structure, and then it might be like there's a big low volume node in here, like as this went through this area in here. Yeah, I see what you're saying, like impulse move, chop, and then impulse move. Anyway, we'll go over the low. I'll have a lot better examples for you guys for that low volume pullback soon, and we'll go through it. But the way I view the low volume pullback is it's a little different in the structure. The structure is more like Like this would be a low volume pullback up in here, right? So you see, your kind of impulse move, it 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 pulls back here, and you see some buying, but not much, mostly selling, and then sellers come back in again, and then you're looking for bottom of the range,
Yeah.
and then continuation.
By the way, the setups you have on video there in the course are pretty excellent. I really like them.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. I try to be very objective about them, and put together something that's solid for you guys, and goes off the principles that we look at in trading, day in and day out. So yeah, that's why we're trying to go off of those principles, and for the pilot program as well. So that's, and again, the reason I picked this one, and we'll move on, guys. I'm sorry, is that it's not that one. This one. The reason that we picked this one because it has all these elements in it. It's really, I just find it critical to understand this relationship between high liquidity getting filled, structure at a key level, okay, and those two alone are just great. Then we're just looking for a structure break, and then when do the buyers come in and start moving the opposite way? And you'll find it. I think it happens on any reversal pattern. So once we start to understand the context of these four elements, really, and they will work well for you on all the rest. You can say this is a beautiful little low volume pullback right here, and continuation move or flag pattern, right? High volume, low volume pullback, more buyers, high volume again, pullback, high volume again, right? So once you understand this, you catch it, get in again, you can knock it out of the park, basically. I'm not saying that you will or not, but like there's opportunities there to reduce risk, and then put some other positions on as well. Anyway, we'll cover more as we about the program. Let's see, guys. Any other questions? Else we'll move on. Killaton, did you have any more questions?
No, I would say my questions are just based on just how to do the pilot program properly and the Bookmap Junior Academy, stuff like that. But
Okay. I'll reach out to you, and we'll get in there, and get it sorted for you. All right. Let's move on, and let's see. That was Killaton. Oh, this is his. Okay, shoot. Let me invite you back up. So passive accumulation number. Hard to read your markups. Fine. I mean, we definitely see the strong buying coming in. Yeah, this one's a little confusing to me. Let's move on, and we'll put this into the Bookmap Academy chat though for you, and but then I'll reach out to you about this this trend line break. Let's move to, let's see. I hear Duzman here. Yes. All right. Let's invite him up.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Good. I just 1 second. My Discord screen is loading. It's not showing me the image. I might need to hop back in real quick.
Okay. Okay, you've been invited back up. There you are. Okay.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about this trade?
Yeah, this trade, it wasn't the best. Where you see the number 3 on the left side, I have no idea what caused that, and it was considering what the price action was beforehand, that was a very big anomaly. So for me to consider that as a level was kind of unnecessary, to be fair. So I think that trade, the aggression on this trade was not good at all for a long trade.
Okay. And anything else you want to add?
No, not much. No, I just had to watch for the aggression. I think that was the biggest takeaway, and not just referring to something I don't understand.
Okay. I really liked hearing that, and I think that is a really good comment from you when you marked this up. If you don't get it, you don't understand it, the takeaway from this is don't trade it. Something's off. And I think John, though, I'll open it up to John. I think I know exactly what he is going to say about this, but or DNT matter, and how you guys maybe use this to give a deeper insight. John, if you have any comments on that.
Yeah, I mean, you had the volume come in at that first number 3, and at the same time, you have new liquidity come in at 69 and a quarter, 69.25 above. So that's a pretty good indication. And you have the trend line break. So you have 3 things there. You have the trend line break, you have volume come into the market, and then you have that new liquidity above. That's a nice point of control shift in my view. So, and with that volume staying in with the liquidity staying in the market at 69.25, I don't hate the entry, really. I think the stop should have remained where it was, and it probably would have worked out. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a pullback, but I can understand, really why you might want to do that, to take that up to the 69.25 area. There are better looks, but I think you were right in seeing that this is a possible change in the point of control, with that volume coming in. Like I said, you had a little bit of a run up there, but that generally marks for a turn. That generally marks for a nice place to get a counter trend long in. But
So if I were to align based off of this volume, how you're saying the entry was good, but I don't know how to manage it, and it's not the most typical type of trend line break. So how would you have went about this position?
Well, I don't think I would have done it. I'm just saying that
Okay.
when you went long, I can understand why you might get pulled in on that. What I'm saying is that because it really didn't have a lot of volume behind it. I like to enter where I see a cluster of volume headed my way, and I want it to continue. You really didn't see that where you entered, so that's kind of the negative for getting long there. The thing that's interesting is that liquidity, that new liquidity came in at 69 and a quarter, or I'm sorry, 69.25, and it stayed there. They wanted to engage, and down at 6,900, the volume was starting to dissipate a little bit. The liquidity was starting to dissipate a little bit down there, right about where you entered. So you have liquidity being added above, and you have liquidity dissipating from below. Well, that's a pretty positive indication, right in there. Exactly. You see where it's being added above and it's being taken away a little bit. They're less interested in 69, and they're showing more interested at 69.25. So again, I can see why you just have to give it some room, and I'm all about keeping that stop close. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure you gave it enough breathing room, really, and I'd be interested. Did it go up? Did it make up to 69 and a quarter, 69.25 eventually?
Eventually it did, but I think my stop would have been taken out if
Okay.
I had held.
Okay.
My
Okay.
reasoning for, yep.
I
Go
guess
on,
the
please.
takeaway is that,
Mhm.
your read, breaking the trend line, seeing volume coming in, and seeing new liquidity above, was a good read for a potential counter
Mhm.
trend,
Mhm.
change in the trend.
Okay, it's good to know. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bruce. Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. DNT, any comments?
Yeah, I might have been on mute too. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, no, Desmond, man, like you guys are all very encouraging. So thanks for posting and us like kind of working together in that pilot program is really encouraging. So like when you posted that, or you see your entry was later, right? After that impulse. And after that impulse, like the market showing its hand right there, and like you entered after it. So I think that was really good, and I agree with everything John said too. Like it's kind of like difficult to get that entry because it was just like chopping, but it's really encouraging to see your patience and you just kind of waiting for it to kind of develop, even though like it was really choppy, and I know it and I seen it. I posted my trade in the academy in the chat that we're in right
Mhm.
now. And see, I was entering in the chop prior to the impulse. And I got stopped in that a couple times. So like that was a lesson for me to be patient. And it's poor execution on my part, not really waiting for it to develop and for waiting for the market to like show its hand and to actually like break that structure. So I mean, it's really encouraging to see that you waited for it, and yeah, it is a tough one because the pool you know your risk is kind of wide there. Um, so like if you entered low risk, since we're just entering one or you're just entering one contract, it's you kind of just have to let the trade play out. And if you get stopped, then you could keep an eye to see if it kind of reappears. But with patience, like if you get stopped out of just let the trade kind of work out. And if you get stopped, just kind of maybe take like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, take a deep breath or whatever, and then see if the trade kind of redevelops again. And if it doesn't and it moves away, or if it does and it moves away from you, then that's just how it is. Like what we're kind of doing is we're just kind of trying to see if the trade works out or not, and gather our statistics if we let the trade work out. But if we keep cutting our
Mhm.
trade short, then we can't really do that. But
Yeah.
we're capturing these nuances, and you see how the trade worked out, and that happens to me all the time, and we're going to make errors on errors on errors. So we just kind of have to keep chugging along. I think that was a good trade though, and it's really encouraging to see your patience on this trade. So good trade,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you, DNT. You're right about letting it play out for sure. Like that's the fine line I'm trying to find between okay, when is it reasonable to cut a trade short, or when is it reasonable to let it go? So I would have that. I will keep that in mind for sure. Thanks.
And it's tough too because like the risk is so wide that you still could have got stopped, and it still could have immediately shot right back up and worked in your favor. You know, because it really didn't give that great of a pullback, and that was a weird spike too. I remember that was like a news spike right before 10 a.m. Eastern, I think.
Mm. Okay.
Guys,
Been cutting
guys,
my risk in half. Getting two
I
trades.
I thought you options guys were going to say like, "Oh yeah, I saw this, and I know that was a big options hedge. That this is before earnings, and a lot of people jumping in and putting out of the money calls or something, but no one mentioned it. Anyway, I'm curious because John, you were actually the one that kind of brought our attention to it. I think one time when you said that it was kind of end of the day, and you were in a directional trade, and you knew that dealers had held a lot, but expirations were coming, and they did not need to hold anymore, and they're going to dump it. And you're waiting and watching for that. And these kind of huge spikes like this, a lot of times I think that's what's going on. Either they're hedging at that moment or they're dumping.
That happened an hour ago. They were buying 6,800 puts on the S&P. There was a buttload of them out there. And then 5 minutes before they closed out their position. So the hedge was no longer necessary, and they could buy back their shorts. Up it came, 25 handles.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what happened here, though. I don't remember this. But a lot of times, the big moves are influenced by the hedging community, for sure.
Let's see. I don't know, Shark. Do you have any?
Guzman, I do appreciate you posting a loss. I know from personal experience that I learn a lot from doing that. Possibly more than from posting the gain. So good job doing that. Not very many people do. I'm very familiar with this little piece of price action. I traded it. I also replayed it several times. I posted a replay of this in the Academy a couple hours ago. Just kind of looking at it through a different lens. If you want to take a look at that when you have time.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, that book sweep, if you're looking to take this long, that book sweep kind of says, okay, buyers are interested. I was looking at, okay, sellers are in control, buyers pushed really hard and did not go anywhere, and then we get this sort of fair value transaction that to me kind of just exhausts out at the end. You see the exhaustion there when price gets back up to the top of that book sweep. I was looking at this through your low volume pullback, Bruce.
Yeah. No. I was kind of going to mention that, like it's a deep pullback, but this is on a lot lower. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's where it started, and then
Yeah.
that whole range after that, prices going up, but buy delta's going down.
Okay.
Thanks for sharing, Duzman.
Anytime, no worries.
The trading is life.
Yeah, I remember this. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like Shark. I was looking at it through the same lens as Shark, because I was looking at this as a low volume pullback, and I did enter as this trade as a short, and then I ended up getting burned because with that situation. But I saw the exhaustion, and I got in right before the trend line break. But Guzman, man, you're a rock star. Look how you're patient. I remember when you first started posting, as soon as the trend line break, you was in. Trend
Yeah.
line broke, you didn't get in, you waited for the pullback, you would have been sitting through all that pain. You didn't get in, you waited through it, went through the range, then you got in. I felt that your emotion got the best of you. That's why you moved your stop loss. Because after it went down, I know you was in drawdown. Then it went back in, then you moved your stop loss so tight. But if you would have kept your stop loss exact where it was, price end up going back to that top of that range where it shot up to, and you would have just exited the trade right there, and that would have been a winning trade.
Yeah.
For you, because everything was in your favor, even though it was going through range. It was choppy, but it was more going up.
Mhm.
You know, so it
Yep.
was a beautiful trade. I like the fact that you waited for the pullback. You didn't get in. You waited through the range, and once you saw it got above that liquidity there, and you got in, I would have did the same. Um, you just had your stop loss a little too tight. I would have just kept my stop loss exactly, or I would have moved it up a little to the bottom of the new range it made,
Mhm.
and then once price shot up to where price went up to where it previously went, I would have got out right there, which is the next liquidity swing.
Mhm.
So look at all the good things you did right. You didn't get in right after the trend line break. You waited for multiple pullbacks. You didn't get in when it was in the range. You waited to after liquidity, then you got in. So I mean, this was just a beautiful trade. It's just that, sometimes not all of them going to work in our favor, and you just had your stop loss a little too tight. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I will for sure consider all these points. Moving the stop is something I want and don't want to do. So it's more so emotional than technical. That I can agree with.
Yeah, you moved it, and don't move it if the trade is going against you. Leave it. But if the
Mhm.
trader was going up, you could because each time it went down, you could see the little tiny red delta dots. It exhausted out. So that's
Mhm.
telling me there was sellers was not interested in taking it down any further. After
Mhm.
you got in, look at the volume dots. They were not that big. The sellers was not interested in taking it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have to say. Back to you, Bruce.
Yeah, really, really nice comments. Trading is life. I mean, like you're right. I mean, like all of those things. Like look at the progression, and um, is fantastic. You've been putting in the work, and you're getting traction. So way to go. Uh,
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah. Thank you.
I think I got one more for you on a minute.
Cool.
See.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, tell us about this one.
Yeah. This one I remember I was watching for it to break, and then that's the only thing I focused on, and I got in. So that was the one downside on this trade. But besides that, if you see the number 3 on the bottom, I was seeing like on one academy meeting, I was being told a lack of movement. Well, this is not I'm paraphrasing, but if there's seller aggression, but without any real selling happening, that's somewhat of buyer accumulation as well. So I noticed the volume staying flat and then an increase, and that's when I got in as well. And I trailed my stop. I got out right when um actually no, I was listening to your live stream at this moment, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but you weren't very happy with this setup. So with that in mind, with the fact that I got in a bit impulsively, I was trailing my stop every time I saw sellers come in, and they went up again. So when I saw sellers come in, I just moved my stop, and yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, there's some nice pieces in here. And this is, I'm convinced, Duzman, like you've been putting in a lot of work, and you're like I said, you're gaining traction, and it's because of the instances that you are, going through again and again. So now this is forward testing here, and you recognized it. You recognized the structure. I don't know what the high time frame was, but That's always hard to see in the journaling with our markups. But yeah, you have these things. I think if I recall, like this wasn't that convincing of having at our back in terms of high liquidity, like buyers in here. It's not that great. And then we get the structure break, and we do see the buying. That's fantastic. You saw it, you noticed it, you got in, and then you're looking to ride it. The I think if I remember, like because, and these are the nuances, because the absorption or the passive orders over here wasn't so great. A lot of times I see the pullback. This is for discussion for you, for all of you, but that's something I notice. If there's just massive liquidity getting filled, and that means usually price is overextended. It is traded into all this buying liquidity in these areas in here, and then you see a structure break and those buyers come in. A lot of times you just won't get a pullback. You won't get that gift. It's just nothing but aggressors, and all of these sellers in here are like, and they're running for the hills, and fueling that move higher. So anyway, yeah. I mean, I see something in here about the management that I think Trading His Life had mentioned, and John had mentioned about. This is just you're gonna, on something like this, in my opinion, you're gonna get stopped out here. There's probably a pretty good probability. It's just I think it's too aggressive in my book, and it's not giving it a breathing room to run. You can even see these guys, down where it kind of broke out here. They're supporting. So this was something that I remember during the Axia, one of the Axia webinars, Richard was talking about going to all-time highs and breaking out and trailing stops, and just give it some room. It's going to need it, and it'll allow you to hold for. Anyway, the yeah, maybe work on that. Also, your target up here. The swing is here, and in front of the high liquidity here, instead of at, or you're slightly above the high liquidity. Again, nuances, and these nuances in here you can work out in replay, and try different things, and do it again and again, and see this is how you're going to hone it, and refine it. And this is a comment to Low, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. That Low, for example, is hitting replay mode here. Let me just show you. I mean, he's just hitting it massively, and show you. Look at all these trades, right? 100 and I don't know, 30 or something, 134. And he's got 124,000. Look at this. There's just all these trades in here, and he's got it. But the thing is, though, and this is what our comment was, Low, last week, was that intention, though. If you keep on hitting replay mode and you don't go into these nuances in here, you might not learn from it. So, for example, giving it like breathing room. Looking at where to place my targets, how to, even look for pullbacks due to some of these things in here that we mentioned. These are my comments. I'll turn it over to Shark.
Bruce, can you point at where that trade rolls over?
Over here?
At the green dots at the high where she rolls over?
Oh, here?
Actually, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is note where the trade rolls over. It's literally right at your fractal trend line pivot high.
Oh, you mean here?
Yes, and then
Okay.
off to the right where the green bubbles are, where the trade kind of tipped over exactly.
Yeah.
My recommendation is make note of where your trendline pivot high and trendline pivot low is. So in this case, you'd have 2 pivot highs and 1 pivot low that covers both trend lines, because those are it for me, and you'll start to see price react there. Those are fundamental levels.
Yeah, and that's
I'll note it for sure.
that's a nuance you learn, Shark.
Yes. Yes, so that's what I see. Fantastic trade. Great trend line work. Your trend lines are drawn to perfection, and that's something I like to see. Great job.
Yeah, thanks to you. Yeah, that those images you shared, it says a lot about Trendline. So thank you.
Yeah, I tag those off in my notes. You know, trendline pivot low, trendline pivot high, and you will see price react in one way or another, or just completely roll over like it did here twice, over and over and over again. And then you can start to apply that nuance to your trade in the future, especially when you start working with multiple contracts. You know, you could peel a piece off right there, and you know it didn't go any further, or if it did, you'd still have a piece of your trade going. But something
Yeah,
for the future.
for sure. Yeah.
That's
Uh,
all I have, Bruce.
okay. Thank you, Shark. Yeah, thanks for all the help and coaching. Let's turn it over to what DNT. What happened to DNT? Left.
Duzman, can you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Dang, man, that is some beautiful work, man. I really like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's funny. I took this same one at your same entry. Let me take a look. Yeah, this is like we had gapped up, and so it seems like this was a gap. This was a huge gap up, and basically the market was trying to push down, but it didn't really push down, and then it was pushing up, and then this was kind of like a pullback. So and the pullback, which just moved down, set up for a move even higher. So I was on this one as well. It was kind of two-sided. I remember this one as well, but yeah, great job, man. I like it. I think it was good fulfillment on the trade. The aggressive accumulation was a bit rough though. On And that's something that I noted too. And it was kind of hard to engage because you don't really have a great higher time frame level here, right? Because we're like out of range at all-time highs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was so I marked the trade as like a C setup. So I think he managed it very well. I think he managed it really well as well, because that thing came all the way back, almost pretty much all the way back, and then continued higher after after this pullback. So I think you extracted a lot out of the trade, and like Shark mentioned too. If it's something that we all kind of have to vet ourselves. If like taking profit at those swing highs is going to get you money, more money than actually holding, or if like widening your stop is going to get you more money. So it's all something that we're all kind of working on here, and it's something that I'm working on too. I actually held on. I didn't move my trail stop with that deep pullback. I got lucky, but and when it started to pull out, then I started. I don't think I moved my stop at all on this one. Actually, I might have stepped away, but um yeah, I think you managed it. I think you managed it good, man. So That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Trading is life. Follow up.
Yeah, good. I think it's another beautiful trade you did. You saw the. I know I'm always getting on the pullback, but I see why you got in. The volume was there. The only thing that I suggest is I see your emotion is getting the best of you when you're in the trade. I do the same thing Shark do. If you look at my trades, I get out at the next base hit. I mean, Bruce always pitch. I get out at the next liquidity because retracting and giving all of that back, that would have messed my whole day up. It gets into my head. So what I do is, like Sharks mentioned, I draw that line. If you look at my post at the next liquidity swing, which is right there, and I just get out. I just take my base, I get out. Sometimes I get more, sometimes I get less, but it doesn't bother me. It bothers me more if I give it and then I give it back. I give it back to the market. Because if right there, I would have put my stop loss right underneath that liquidity. Because you would have had that liquidity right there as your shield.
Yeah.
Because they would have came back down, they would have had to go through all that liquidity right then and there. I would have told you to get out before you even hit your stop loss. I mean, I got that from John. You see it's coming towards us, just get out before because you know it's coming. So if you would have put your stop loss right underneath, then you would have went. It would have went back up, and you would have got more out the trade. So just get the base
Yeah.
hits into your account bill, or I don't know how many contracts you're trading, or just put to exit one contract, then you leave that runner just to manage your nerves, because it look like your nerves are getting the best out of you. Because based on your entry and uh, you, how you manage the trade, once I see that your nerves is getting the best out of you, and you're just trying to protect as much as you can from giving it back. So just go for the base hit, and that way your nerves will be fine, and you won't be mad at yourself for giving all that back. So that's what I do. If you look at my trades, I just take base hits, base hits, base hits, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's
It, it's a good move for sure. I'm only doing one contract as well, so it is more nerve-wracking when things start to go against me. So yeah, you're right. Hitting the base hits is for sure the best move in this scenario.
Okay. And John, any comments?
Yeah, just I don't want to rehash everything. I just want to talk about your stop management. And Bruce mentioned this. You come in, you put that stop between price and liquidity, it's likely that you're going to get stopped out. But if you look at it and you look at the liquidity above versus the liquidity below, you had a whole bunch of liquidity above. So the prospect of going higher was pretty good. So if you were to bring your stop in just under that liquidity, um, where you actually, yeah, see up there, all that liquidity up there, I would anticipate higher price action. I'd want to be in it, but like I said, I wouldn't have brought the stop in, as Bruce mentioned, between price and liquidity down there at 85. You come in just below 85 and let that work. And then the question is, well, when do I execute my stop? When you start to hit that wall of liquidity up there and it pauses, well, then you pull the trigger to get out. That would have been the way in which I think you could have managed this trade a bit more effectively. And the reason I say that is because of all that layered liquidity above and very little below. You see the difference?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that pause you mentioned that's a very good little note to take in mind for sure.
But I
Yeah,
think you,
thank you.
you executed the strategy just fine. I mean, you came down on high volume where you indicated with number one. Then the volume disappeared, went sideways. Then the volume came back in, and as soon as you did, you got long. That's the strategy. That's it. You nailed it. And then just carry it up, like I said, seeking that liquidity above because they want to engage there. So let it work up there. Okay.
Okay, we'll do. Thank you, Bruce. Wayne
Yes, sir.
John, sorry.
Yep. My pleasure.
There's a nuance to this one, and what John had just mentioned. I think this is really important. I find it really important. Is this right in here, this little area. So here we've got high volume, right, on the buy side. It pulls all the way back here to the bottom of the range, comes back up again, and we don't really see that high volume anymore. In fact, now we're starting to see some selling come in, right, in this area in here, and now this is where like you can consider the exit. And this is, I mean, we never know, right? I mean, you don't know, but you've got really, really aggressive really aggressive passive orders here. High liquidity at a lower level here, 598 added, or I don't know what setting you have on your liquidity marker, but like if it's what was added in there, then that's massive, right? And do we see buyers interested? Okay, so in essence, what this is telling us here is here's buyers. Okay, now we're starting to see that cluster of selling down here, but here's again tons of buyers. This is looking great, looking for this, right? Well, we don't get it. We come back down, rotate again, looking for it again. But what do we get on the next test up here? We have this wall in here, and then what else do we have here? We have this. That's and John, that's when you would be looking, right? You're like, I'm out.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah. I think, I mean, that's honing your exits. So it's not trailing your stop. You're looking at something to tell you that this will likely not go higher. That's very different than like trailing stops. I think this is an excellent skill to work on, and for all of us to hone, like when to properly exit. What is the chart telling us to get out? Anyway, we'll continue more with that kind of discussion, but it's a really great point on God, what something mentioned in here about this. Yeah. Someone had asked me. I think Robert, you had asked me, is this a low volume pullback? And it's kind of a trick question because in essence, like this is your double top here, right? And let's just, this is like a double top in here as well, right? It's like a triple top, whatever. But what do we get? What do we have here? And I'm going to cover this not to confuse you guys, but to just to understand the structure and the volume within the structure. That we have sellers coming in, like we were looking at here, right? No, okay. So some sellers coming in. That's paltry. That doesn't really matter. Well, anyway, I'm trying to get to this point on a low volume, on a double top. It's kind of like a low volume pullback. But we want to see it in the direction of a trend, not as a reversal. But basically, we're looking for higher volume here on the sell side, and you're looking for very little buy volume over here. In fact, we don't have any. We have selling. That's it, right? So, but this is a different pattern. It's a reversal. It's not a continuation. But it's the same idea of understanding what's going on in this area in here. And if it fails, as you guys can see it did, we did get a reversal out of it. Anyway, more on that in the near future as well. Duzman, any other questions or comments or things you wanted to add to this?
No, not at the moment. If any come up, I'll for sure ask in the chat. But thanks everybody for the help and the advice for sure.
Okay. Right, thank you. Let's see. Let's move on. Just a minute. Shark, you're up. So a coach is up. And I don't know. I picked this out of your. I don't know if we've already gone over this. This was back on the 13th, so we might have covered this.
I just posted this, Bruce,
Okay.
and it's kind of cool that you picked it because I did want your feedback
Cool.
as well as Laura's on this one.
Okay, so tell us.
Well, you see, I have it labeled a low volume pullback, but this isn't our continuation low volume pullback out of structure. This is outside in, back into the structure and across to the other side. So this is something I've been seeing a lot of, and I've been very focused on the low volume pullback for the last 2 weeks, and I've been trading it and replaying it. It's pretty much the majority of my focus right now.
Oh, okay.
But we have that, what we look at in the program is the continuation, right? What I call the peanut butter and jelly, where it breaks out of that structure, kind of like the bouncing ball thing, and breaks out. Here, I'm looking at it as it rolls over at that absorption back into the structure towards the other side. So my structure is basically that trend line off to the left where we have the high volume and the impulse move. Right? Price rolls over, we get absorption back at the bottom of that structure. This is what I call fair value, right? Buyers and sellers, they're happy. They're just transacting back and forth, doing business.
You mean
You
up
go absorb.
up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, that's what I'm calling the top of the structure where that trend line breaks,
Okay.
and then back down where sellers take it back to the bottom, and we have that absorption down. No, much further down. Yeah, right there. So absorption there. Buyers take it back up, right? So to me, this is fair value. Buyers and sellers are happily transacting, taking care of business. I sell you this, you buy this. So just kind of back and forth in a range, and then back at the bottom of that structure. And if we were to zoom in there, we got a little trend line break accumulation, right? There's some accumulation, absorption, but when I was looking at this, I was looking at it as a further over to the right, Bruce, where I have my low volume pullback and absorption. Exactly. I was looking at this through the lens of the low volume pullback, right? What I see is delta rolling over and buyers coming in the same buyers probably that had that impulse move over there where I made my structure. Buyers are coming back in. I'm riding this trade back into the structure.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm confused on it. I have to say, what I see here are some one after another good example of the trend line break and accumulation, and different nuances of it. I mean, there's not a whole lot, over here getting filled, but you got your structure break, and then you start to see that volume come in from the aggressive side, and then you get another break of structure here, and then you got another one here, and then I wouldn't call that anything, but this is a beauty here, I think.
Exactly. So that's the one I was talking about, that I see that and I saw that, but I'm noticing this delta reversal, right? This shift in volume and price rolling over. And it's what you were pointing out when we were looking at one of Duzman's trades, is that little low volume pullbacks is like a little puzzle piece sitting inside of this other trade. And I don't know if you would classify that at the bottom
I
before
see.
that impulse move. That exactly that.
So you're saying that this is a low volume pull.
Yeah, I'm saying that little area in there.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, not really. I wouldn't. You know, it's this stuff in here we're looking.
right.
And this is at the bottom of a range, and we're looking for it to break a structure and then start to trend. And then what we're going to see is impulse move, you know, takes a break, impulse move, you know, takes a break, impulse move, break, you know, move. You know, this would be a volume pullback. This would be this is where, in my book, I mean, first off, we're at the bottom of the range now, and then in my book, what I start to see here is aggressors coming in, and they broke a small structure here. So now I'm starting to see something different. I'm looking for actually kind of this to be kind of a chop area, and one's going to break one way or another. In this case, it to the upside. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. I think I need to just change my verbiage because what I'm seeing, I'm absolutely seeing because I have been trading this for 2 weeks.
Yeah, here's another one, Shark,
And
right here.
yeah, and it's not a textbook TLBA because I don't have the passive accumulation, but I'm definitely seeing that delta reversal, right? The rollover in delta coming after exhaustion and or absorption. And this is something I've been trading in real time for the last 2 weeks. And I'm perhaps just wording it wrong, or I'm trying to make it into a low volume pullback. Perhaps I want to squeeze, you know, I want to share it in that pilot program, but I think I need to just change my verbiage on the lens I'm looking at this from.
Okay. I mean, yeah, this is that's the best feedback I can give you. I don't know. This seems like it's getting ready to, you know, either reverse or it's going to chop for a while. And maybe it chops and maybe you get a false breakout up here and then it's over, continuation. But you know, in this case, it just came back up to the top of the range.
S- Stephen posted what my thoughts are there. I don't know if you can see that off to the right, but yeah, that's what I was kind of posted with it. Like, I know this isn't the low volume pullback we're looking at in the pilot program, and I actually, it's why I didn't post it in the pilot program channel.
Okay.
I posted it in the academy because I know it's different. I just need to I think find my define my checklist, I guess, because I'm using that same checklist for the low volume pullback as I have posted in the upper left corner there. But this is a trade I have been seeing in our current market context and have been trading.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shark, and Trading His Life, others that are getting into this. Like I just been annihilated over here. I haven't been able to get to some of the pilot program
Well,
stuff.
that's exactly why that's cool that you pulled this one up because when I posted it, I mentioned that I don't know who it was I was talking to, but I said, yeah, I do want to see what Bruce and Laura have to say about this one because it's not outside, further outside, it's outside in.
But you're looking for
But I did
inside out, correct?
yeah, on the low volume
You're
pullback,
looking
I would be looking for inside
you're
out.
looking for
But
inside out here, right?
in this
I
case, well, in this case, I'm trying to take that outside edge of that structure and ride it back in. Well, I
ah
took it all the way to the other side. So
okay.
you
So
see my entry.
then it's like what we were just talking about as a double bottom,
Exactly.
as a double bottom. It's not a low volume pullback. It's like a double bottom, in that there would be very little, selling down in here. And then you're looking for maybe the aggressive buyers coming in. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense. And I just put my targets, taking a page out of what John's been teaching me is I just place my targets in front of those three liquidity levels, three
Yeah,
in
yeah,
and three singles out, front run them all right up to the top of that structure.
yeah, yeah, beauty. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Let's see, John. Do you have any
I
thoughts on
do,
this?
yeah. I would be interested in this trade, but not for the reasons you've discussed. Um, in part. You have liquidity holding down there. So you got three low areas here. The red where you actually got long is the third low area. I would be interested in this because this is the one that's unique in the sense that it has more liquidity adding in above than the other areas. So if you look
Okay.
at that first low over there, there's virtually no liquidity up there that would invite me, that would mark my interest to go long. The second one, not really. The third one, liquidity stays in there from the previous high, and then they're adding new liquidity in there. And you were brilliant
Okay.
to take your profits there. So there's two things working here. You have liquidity being added in, you have liquidity holding at the bottom, and you have volume coming in the market. Yeah, I would have been all over that. I would have been buying, tapping that mouse as fast as I could tap it because of those new targets that are coming into the market. And it almost looks like, okay, we're going to put this liquidity up in here and now we're going to chase it. And that's what it looks like to me, what they did, right?
No, absolutely. Thank you, John. That's the one thing, like that, exactly like you said, those three tops up there. The first one has pretty much nothing. The second one, they add a chunk,
Yep.
but the third one, it comes
And
in
it
heavy.
and it stayed in there, Shark.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They put that in there and they stayed in there. If I had a bunch of money, I would be doing the same thing, right? Put that liquidity up there, let it come back, hold the liquidity at the bottom, and then come in with a chunk and
Okay.
just bounce it up there.
And I'm getting more comfortable setting those targets. That
Yeah,
actual
I see this all the time.
what you just mentioned, honing what you and Bruce were saying, honing my exits, or actually that's what I wrote on my little notepad here, honing my exits. You know me, I tend to chase price with that protective stop, but I'm starting to work on where are my targets and where is my final target and front running that.
Yeah, no, this is great, and no, I love it. Absolutely. I'm trying to think what else I was going to say here. Nah, can't think of it. No, but all that what you were talking about, I just don't see that as being of great interest. Whether it's low volume down there or
Understood.
not, I'm not seeing it. What I see is paramount is that new liquidity coming in, and then they're coming in with lots of volume, and you could chase that right on up. Yes, sir. Well,
Fantastic. Thank you.
yep.
And your entry, Shark, was awesome.
Awesome. That's a good reflex.
Yeah, that's just dialed in from that 123R, right? That what I call the minor rally high. That's where I'm always looking for my entry. And if I feel like volume's coming and price is gonna go, I'll hit market there and then get rid of that limit order. But right there I just let the limit hit, and once price gets above that previous pivot, it's wants to go.
Yeah,
It wants to go.
exactly.
And it wants to go because it sees that liquidity up there. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Love it.
Thank
Right.
you guys. I appreciate it.
Shark's
Uh,
getting good, Bruce. Shark's
yeah,
getting
yeah.
good,
I
man.
Hey, Shark. I mean, seriously, and
He's
I want to
he's
bring this up because
good.
some of the other guys in here, Robert Lowe, Killiton, Duzman, um, all of you guys in Laura, Trading His Life, DNT, all you guys are putting in a lot of work. I'm just thinking though, like, and I'd love to hear it from you guys. Like, you're able to get in like this because you've done this now so many times. You know the setup, you know what you're looking for. It's telling you, look at all this liquidity. You get you're looking, you even see this, this little kind of break here is starting to do something. It's looking good. We're at a key level. and then you see this come in hand over fist like this, you're in, and you
Yeah.
don't even question it, right?
Yep.
You've seen this so many times, and that this amount of volume in here, it looks so good. You're in. You're gonna start to target, and you're honing as well. Like this is your target, or yeah, also your trend line touches, like but you know what this looks like, and you can react. So I don't know if any of you guys, all of you guys have questions or comments on that. DNT, Shark, and Trading's Life.
I mean,
Why don't you go first, Shark?
as far as reacting, I mean, that's for me, that's the whole point of replay. If I may not replay it to the very end, the first couple times, I'll get that blue bar on top. If I don't like my entry, if I don't like the way it's working out, I'll go back and I'll start that replay right over. But what I'm after is that mind muscle connection with my mouse hand, my price ladder, and my brain. And I'm just trying to improve that reaction. That it's like the free throw, practicing the free throwers and my buzzer beater shot. I just want to improve my execution, and it's not all in the head, and it's not all in the mouse hand. It's physiological. It's a combination of all the things. So I think that's the most amazing thing to Bookmap's replay feature. It's just fantastic
Yeah,
practice.
I agree. DNT, you have any comments on that? Trading is life.
Yeah, just what you said, you're absolutely correct. From the trend line accumulation, once I see that and I see all the elements is there, I'm all over it. It's like a reflex. You just do it without like I posted yesterday afternoon after the news. It was the trend line, and once I saw that, I went up in size. I was all over it. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's a reflex. You don't even have to think twice.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, and it's what's so good about it too. I mean, I find is when you take a trade, um, and you know that it might be a loser, but you know how to handle that too, and you know how to lose correctly as well. And that's critical. That's a big distinction. To be able to know, like, whatever, it didn't work this time, and you don't let it get to you. But you know that if you take this again and again, that this works, and that is kind of a beautiful thing. I mean, now you have confidence in it.
Yes.
And now you can start to build your account. Now you're going to become expert at it. But if you can get to this part, and this is what Bogdan was talking about, to go to 0 to 3 as a trader is very, very difficult. To go from 3 to 10 is a lot easier. Uh, uh, it's you got to get to that 3 level, as quickly as we can, without and being able to stay in the game, basically. So I don't know, DNT, if you had anything else.
Yeah. So it looks like we lost Big Tuna. I was gonna say something to him, but Low is here. He mentioned the replay function, and that there's a problem with replay function. And yeah, I think we all agree with that. There's a lot of problems with replay. You miss the higher time frame levels because you're like trying to do a replay at the same time. So, and then that the trade already happened. So when you're doing a replay, you're basically just waiting for it to unfold, and then you enter. And I replied to you, Low, in this chat just now that replay function, and you probably know this already, but I'll just reminding everybody that you know, we do replays, and then we kind of understand first, like we first start with the replay, and then we understand like our setup. And our setup is one of the 4 parts of our playbook. And once we understand our setup and we keep doing it, it kind of gets ingrained into our heads. And then you know, you do all the replay files, you bust out 20 repetitions or whatever. Just go through all the replay files, you know, as fast as you can, like, and then go like into the live sim, so you can start your forward trading as soon as you can. And then you do your live trading, but you know, you go back to replay still. Like, we're still going back to replay, and we'll always kind of do that. So it's like cyclical. It's like a mastery process where we'll go into live, and then we go back to replay to refresh our mind, and then we remember what we're trying to look for and what our goal is, and then we go back to live refreshed and ready to go.
All right. Let's see.
Oh,
If I had enough. Or Shark, is there something else you want to go over?
Anything you have, Bruce, is fine. I posted a couple things today.
Okay. Take a
Yeah, if you want to go into the pilot program channel, I did another low volume pullback. I mean, that's what I'm really after right now. Perhaps it's why I took this trendline break accumulation and tried to see it through a low volume pullback, but I'm seeing it inside of everything and outside of everything.
yeah, it's all over the
I'm re
place.
yeah, I'm really after it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
You know, I think one of the things in the low volume pullback, maybe I can find it. Pull here. It's looking. One of the things that's kind of important is the previous structure and the break from it. So I mean, it's really any continuation pattern is you're looking for. See, I think you've got.
I posted one at 9:27 my time, which would be 12:27 your time, I believe, in the pilot program, which is a low volume pullback.
I see. I mean, I see. Oh no, this is a trend line. I mean, this one is really funny because like it's just like, well,
Oh, I did this one. I did this one for PMag because he posted it and had some questions. So
it is
I
the
took the
same.
same
Yeah,
chunk of
yeah,
I
it's the
took the
same one.
same chunk of I took the same chunk of price action
Okay,
and did a trendline break accumulation for him. So it's the same price action
got you,
viewed through a different lens.
got you. Where I don't see it, Shark. Can you maybe send a link to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, I think I got it. I got it. Monday, 27th. This one. Is this it?
Monday the 27th. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So this is me trying to dial in my checklist. And from the video, from the original 4-minute video, and then what we've talked about, like the last couple all markets webbies, you know, you really leaned into the nuances of it. So that's kind of what I've come up as my checklist, right? First question, who's in control? Because that's the direction I'm going in. I want a high relative volume, that impulse move. I want to see absorption, and then that's when I'm after my low volume pullback to find my efficient entry.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, I think it's good. I, I think. Well, let's take a look at the trade. So here's your impulse. You have some absorption up in here, and look at the, chop in here, right? And this is, I mean, the structure I always see is exactly this: impulse move, and then it takes a rest. And depending on what's driving this impulse move, the rest might only happen on one pullback. It might just pull back here and then go to the moon, you know. But the typically you get, you know, a couple of different pullbacks in here. You might even get this, right? It might even come all the way back down here. But it is on volume.
This is where it identifies our structure, right?
Yeah. So here's your move. This is what's moving the markets. You know, at this point, we're looking for it to take a break. God, I mean, you can't help but see these things. Look at this little area right here where it took a break on the impulse move, actually going up. This is like a tiny little low volume back right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Here's another one right here.
The little tiny ones that are everywhere.
Tiny, right? But you get really good at this, Shark, you'll be all over it. Be adding
So
in
if you
on
can
one
you
of these
scroll
and
the thing
taking
to
it up here.
the right, Bruce? So before, yeah, so before you get to where I entered and stuff, if you go all the way to the left of where you have it, there's kind of the low volume, and it breaks out of that first structure where I have labeled an impulse move into new structure in the green box. So I see buyers on volume move it once, then right here, buyers on volume move it a second time. Now I'm looking to join in with those buyers, right? This is getting pretty close to the end of the day, so something's going to happen. So that's the structure that I was trading my way out of there, Bruce.
Okay.
So I get the low volume pullback, which I believe ticks the box right before my entry where I have the red rectangle.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't see it, Shark. I'm sorry.
No, that's why I'm doing this.
I'm being blunt, and you know, this is the low volume pullback over here. You know, it's like, here's your impulse move. You know, here, look at the volume. Now I know the volume is mostly here, right? I know that. We want to see it all the way through, big green dots. Then we want to see exactly this. That's low volume. And then we want to see, you know, the buyers come in again. That's what we're looking. This to me is kind of just chop. I know the buyers are moving it. It's grinding. It's kind of trending, and yeah, that, in fact, like, there's a possibility here for this to break to the downside and trade into this liquidity. Didn't. Buyers came in. I mean, there's like a mini trend line break in there. But anyway, that's what I see. I don't see the impulse move here. We're looking for that big directional move. And the pullback is on the lower volume. There's not that much interest. And then we're looking for the interest to come back in.
Okay. No, I see that. I'm gonna keep going after this, Bruce, and I'm gonna keep posting it, and I'm gonna dial this in.
I mean, that's the structure. And in fact, though, this is what's interesting, though, Shark. I mean, I don't actually want to. Maybe we'll end on this one because, like, I don't want to get people really confused in here. But it's the same concepts and same ideas in here. That you've got the right idea. I mean, there's more volume here on the buy side, right, than there is selling in here, right? So in essence, it's on low volume and testing, but it's at the bottom of the range. So even a range-bound trade, this is, then you can even almost look at this as like how we were kind of reclassifying a double bottom or a double top.
So that's the right back to the last trade. That's the one piece of information I'm missing from my checklist is the break out of the structure, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now,
Okay,
I mean,
so
you can look at tiny little structures in here, but like, anyway, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say what I'm looking at is what you've seen me post as a peanut butter and jelly. And now I need to, you know, if I want to find the low volume pullback verbatim from the program. I need to add that break of structure to my criteria list.
Yeah, this will make all the difference. I think. This is what I've seen again and again. When you get a break of structure, you start to get a trend. And that's what we're looking for, getting into that trend, that new trend. So here is a break of structure, right? And we're looking for the impulse move, pull back, pulse move, volume pull back, pulse move, pull back, right? And then writing this down. Okay, targeting other structural areas and high liquidity.
Okay. Well, like I
So
said,
it's got to go outside of structure.
I'm gonna stay after this. So you'll see more posts, and some of them may not quite nail it like the one I just did, but I'm after it.
I love it. I love it. Guys, any comments? Let's since this is kind of a new one. Yeah, love to hear what you have to say. John, you have any comments on this?
Yeah, can you go back to that chart that you were just looking at, that last trade? Yeah, exactly. Um, what I see in here is chop. I see a range defined by high liquidity. So if you're working within that range, Shark, you're really limited as far as potential. And what can help you clarify, what can help guide you, is a break of that structure first outside of that liquidity. Once that gives,
Okay.
now game on. But
So
until that point,
what we see at 12:30 there.
yeah, yeah, you got to break past that liquidity, not just outside the range, but you're breaking through that liquidity and they're joining with volume. There's your breakout, just as exactly as Bruce has described it. But before that, if you're working in there, um, I don't see the potential of your efforts being realized to any big degree, because you have so much liquidity above and below, and it's even. I mean, it's 50-50. This could oscillate back and forth until one side gives forever and you get caught in there. So would not be interested until it breaks out, just as Bruce said. But that liquidity is a great marker. Rather than just having a high and low that you can draw a trend line across, when you have that liquidity creating that structure, that's significant when it breaks. Yes, sir.
Fantastic, thank you. I grabbed a screenshot of what Bruce drew. Laura grabbed a couple screenshots here, so yeah,
I
no,
better get in there.
I'm gonna keep plugging away at this.
Yeah, I got to get in there and go over this with you guys, because you guys are off to the races and I'm just way behind. Anyway, God,
You referenced this one, Bruce, in the supply and demand course. I think you referenced this in 4 of the 5 other setups.
yeah, I did, yeah,
So
because it's such a
it's
good
the
one.
one.
Yeah. And I didn't want to, I thought that people might be a little confused. I mean, because it happens quickly. A lot of times you don't get a chance to get in, to some of these areas in here. So I thought, well, we'll start with a reversal and we'll start to look at, for the pilot program, we'll start to look at like the elements, get good at the elements. Once you know the elements, just like John was saying, like when it breaks this structure, trades into and through, this is telling us something, right? And I would love to see a lot more volume on this one, but this break in here and then this continuation here, it is telling us something. We are moving away from a value area and we're moving on some size. Now we're looking for low volume on that pullback, and then we're looking for that volume to come in again, because we're in discovery mode now. We're outside of range and we're in discovery mode.
Yep.
Right. We're in discovery. So if you look back at my checklist, Bruce, you could see where I said this is a tentative checklist. Like I've not landed on this yet, right? Tentative low volume pullback checklist right there. So break of structure into and through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rebuild that checklist. I need to shorten it somehow. I don't want 7 things on it, right? So I'm gonna try and dial it into 4 or 5 items. And I'm gonna get after this again
Okay.
with this criteria added, the break of structure.
I'll work on it tomorrow, Shark, and then I'll reach out to you tomorrow.
Okay. No rush. I'm
Okay.
working on it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Let's see. DNT, any comments on it?
No, sir.
Okay. Trading is life. You've been doing it. So what do you have any comments on this?
I mean, basically, you covered it all. Um, what I see, he's not waiting for the break of structure. Once it breaks out of the structure and then it goes back into the structure. I posted one on 1022. I was hoping you have time to take a look at it, just to reassure, am I doing it right?
In the pilot program?
Yeah, I posted it in the pilot program and in the
Here in the academy.
regular. Yeah,
Okay. All right. I'll look in the academy here. 22nd, huh? See
yeah.
if I can find it. We'll wrap it up with this one, guys. Let me try the pilot.
Thanks for the feedback, guys. I'm gonna nail this one.
Oh yeah,
Eventually.
you're on it. I mean, you don't. You're gonna love it, Shark, and all of you guys are gonna love it. It's a really good one. But again, though, you gotta. I mean, this broke out from somewhere, right? Like even in this example here, it broke out from somewhere, and it broke out on volume and size. So that's when we're looking for the the low volume on the return or the pullback, and then again discovery, and for it to
That's the
continue.
word I'm missing from my notes here is discovery.
That'll be really helpful. See if I can, or maybe you can find it. Reading his life. Can. Oh, I think I got it. It's from yesterday. We'll go over it next time. How about that? Or we'll go over this. We'll go over this setup next time. I think in more detail. Yeah, let's do that. As we're at top of the hour. It's been going for about 2 hours now. Guys, like this is going really well. I'm really happy, and I've been the lazy bum here. I've not been putting in the work in because I couldn't. I've been running all over the place. So I should have time to be able to focus more onto this. You guys got to post. I mean, the ones that are posting and the ones that are doing this are the ones that are getting something out of it. So you got to post. And just for anyone who's new in here, this is what I'd recommend. Don't get too. Let's look at Duzman's, for example. Don't get overwhelmed by it. Start simple. Just start to note like, wow, look, I'm noticing lots of liquidity getting filled, and am I at a higher time frame? Or just start posting that, like, I'm noticing this. Is this right? And then now you're looking for, okay, well, now how do I draw my trend line? And then what's my structure break? And I continue to say like its structure is using the diagonal, but it can also be horizontal when it starts to chop like this. And we're looking for a break of that structure and what it looks like. So start to just look at one element or maybe two elements. Start with the first two. One, passive accumulation, and then note the and higher time frame. These two together are going to be great, and they'll parlay very well into the next two. And just do it in replay. Start with replay. Replay is going to save you guys tons and tons and tons of time. I'm convinced of it. Once you do this in replay enough times, you'll have that muscle memory much quicker than someone is doing this forward testing.
Bruce, I just posted it in the chat.
Okay. Just a minute. Steven posted? I think Steven posted it.
Yeah, Steven posted it. I did too, but
Oh, okay.
Steven posted it as well. Yeah.
Okay. This one. Is that right?
Yeah, you pull. I didn't see it. Did you pull it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one. Steven.
Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
I just want to get your comment on it to make sure I'm doing it right, and everybody else's.
Okay. This looks. I don't really see a break of structure until. I mean, I just be honest and kind of quick here. This is your structure, right? You're actually looking for. I would say this is. I mean, you could look at other structural area. I mean, the structure's all over the place, right? But this is your bigger structure. I don't really see a low volume pullback in here. I see this is a beautiful breakout trade. But you read it really well as a breakout trade. Now it's breaking structure, boom, you're in, and it's on volume size. And this was low volume here. This is true. Okay, on this retest back up in here, no buying interest, and you see selling interest. But this is more of a break of structure, and you're getting the breakout trade, breakdown trade. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
The low volume pullback I don't see it here. Like what you're looking for is this or this, and then a pullback, and then maybe it does something in here, but like you're looking for the big volume to come in here. This is very little volume here, and then this starts to come in, boom, you take some off down at the bottom of the range, but really looking continuation.
So does it have to revisit the structure, Bruce?
No. I mean, typically it will. Like I was showing you in here, like this is not a bad example. This little kind of like, this is like a small impulse move, right? There's like three.
And it revisits
there's like three of them. Yeah. You'll note a lot of times it comes back and revisits exactly that area.
Okay.
So now there may or may not be liquidity there because it's already kind of moved away. What I have seen on this move or on this setup is with the first impulse move, you typically will get people trying to buy, and they'll kind of chase up underneath. On the second one, you will not get it. A lot of times there's just no interest. Everyone's already in it. They're just letting it run. And
okay, perfect.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, any last comments, John? Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I don't. No. I'm worn out. I'm kind of out of breath.
I am too. I'm ready to have dinner and take a break.
Yeah.
So okay, well, thank you all. Thank you, coaches. Tremendous work, tremendous efforts in here, and it's working. Keep the course, and stay the course here. Keep hitting that replay mode. Keep marking it up, and look how much better people are getting. And it's only going to get better. Anyway, kudos to you guys. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, pilot program. Thank you, Bookmap Academy guys. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.